All right, hey everybody, hope you guys are doing okay. I'm gonna do a video here on spheres, and basically this worksheet, we study finding the surface area of spheres and also the volume of spheres. So when we say spheres, we're talking about just kind of this is the only sphere I have in my apartment. Is a bowling ball I stole from a bowling alley many years ago. But anyways, this movie is a sphere. So when we say volume of a sphere, we just means how large it is. If you were gonna fill this thing with liquid, how much liquid would it take to fill it up? When we say surface area, I mean, if you're going to wrap this in wrapping paper, how much wrapping paper would you need? If you're going to paint this, how much paint would you need? Surface area is all the way around it. Volume is how much space it takes up. And basically, once again, the geometry is very convenient. We have two nice formulas that kind of solve all the problems for us. For this worksheet, guys, I don't need you to do as many problems on the other worksheets because the problems are so repetitive. If you can do a couple, you really don't need to do them all. But just for the notes here real quick, please pause the video here and write these down. To get the volume of a sphere, it's always 4 times pi times r cubed over 3, where r is the radius. And to get the surface area, it's always this formula. So once again, math, guys, it's not always this easy or this straightforward, but when it is, it's nice. So please write those two formulas down. We'll be using those for the worksheet. Okay, so hopefully you have those written down. Again, volume is how much space it takes up. Surface area is how much all the way around it. And so the worksheet, guys, I asked you to do numbers 1 through 4 and numbers 9 through 12. Once again, I don't have a printer, so if you have a printer, I would definitely print this out. If you don't, actually, if you don't even want to waste the paper on it, you can just write the answers out. This worksheet's not too bad, so I would say it's not required to print out. I tried to draw the sphere. I failed, so I just kind of just wrote the formula down. We're just going to go with it. So let's do number 1 together. So number 1 here, guys, it asks us for numbers 1 through 4. It asks us about the surface area. So all I do in these problems is just write down the formula right away. I know I'm going to use the formula 4 pi r squared. And again, when I say surface area, it means all the way around. If you're going to wrap it in wrapping paper, how much wrapping paper would you need? And in the picture, you can see in number 1, if you see the worksheet online, that they tell me the radius is 3. When I say the radius, just kind of like in a circle, the radius is from the center to the outside. Here in a bowling ball, the radius is deep in the middle there, and it's from the center of the bowling ball to the outside. And wherever direction you go, the radius is always the same, so it doesn't really matter where on the outside you go towards. So anyways, number 1 here, guys, we're trying to find the surface area. If you look at the picture, the radius is clearly 3. I'm just going to plug 3 in. So it's 4 times pi times 3 squared. Again, I just swapped out r for 3. And here, I'm just going to multiply. 3 squared is 9. 9 times 4 is 36. So I'm just end up with 36 pi. And I'm going to say units squared because my surface area spans 2 dimensions. If I was doing volume, I would be saying units cubed because I span 3 dimensions. But here, area is always just length times width. It's just 2 dimensions. So that's how you do number 1, guys. I'd like you to do numbers 2, 3, and 4 on your own. Answers are online. It shouldn't be that bad. This worksheet should take you like 15 minutes max. All right, so that's number 1. Let's do number 9 together. So again, for the numbers 1 through 4, I did number 1 for you. Use the formula every time. It's not that bad. Number 9, it asks about volume. So volume, what I like to do is just write the formula down. And I made this point in another video, guys. Math is not always this easy. If you're going to ask some civil engineer, some professional architect, are they just using this one formula to do their job? No, but they got to start somewhere. Here's where we start. So that's the volume formula. And in number 9, they don't give me the radius. If you look at the picture, they give me the diameter, which is kind of all the way across the sphere. And they tell me it's 21.6. And so what I kind of recognize is my formula wants to use radius. I'm given diameter. You should have done that con a couple weeks ago. To go from diameter to radius, we just divide by 2 because radius is half the diameter. So what's 21.6 divided by 2? It's about 10.8. Not about 10.8. It's 10.8. You can't do that in your head. Obviously, just ask a calculator. So I know the radius is 10.8, and I'm just going to plug it into the formula. Formula is a little bit trickier than the other formula, but it's not that bad. So I'm definitely going to need a calculator to do 10.8 cubed. So again, I'm just using the formula that was in the notes. I sub in. If the whole diameter is 21.6, that means the radius is 10.8 because it's half of that. I subbed it in the formula. Typing this on a calculator, guys, be careful. You always want to do the parentheses first. So I'm going to do 10.8 cubed first. And what cubed means, you're going to multiply by itself 3 times. So I'll use my phone calculator. So I'm going to do 10.8 times 10.8 times 10.8. I got that number, 1,259.712. And because in the formula it tells me to multiply that by 4, I'm going to multiply that by 4. I got that number. I don't know why I'm holding everything up there right now. And now it tells me to divide by 3. You might say, what about the pi? Pi I'm just going to leave at the end. I'm going to divide by 3. So click that number. I'm going to do divide by 3. And I got 1,679.616. And kind of like I mentioned last example, I'm going to say units cubed because volume is 3 dimensions. So that's all we're doing here, guys. So again, for volume, you're just going to run with that one formula. Sometimes they give you the radius where it's a little bit easier. If they give you the diameter, you just have to cut it in half. It's not that bad. Just plug it in. I would definitely use a calculator because you're going to hit some decimals on this page. You can either leave your answer in terms of pi, like I did. If you want to round in, 3.14, you'll get an approximation answer. As kind of a math person, I think leaving as pi is a better answer. But if it ever asks you to round, you would then sub in. If your calculator has pi, just use that. Or if you didn't have a calculator with pi, just do that 3.14. But anyways, okay, guys. So that's our notes here, guys. That's the examples. Again, that worksheet. I don't mean to. A couple of you have emailed me and say, "Hey, I'm swamped with work. Can you slow down the work?" I'm trying to be fair. I did want to cover this. This is something you'll see on the SAT. You'll see on the ACT. I did want you to at least see it once. But I think 8 problems, where I did 2 of them for you. I don't think it's that overwhelming. So try your best here, guys. If you have any questions, email me, Edzy me. Hope you guys are okay. I'll see you whenever. All right, take care.